What's up? And welcome to the Unruly Podcast. I'm your host, Rashawn, and thank you for rocking with me today. Let me ask you this simple question. If given the choice, would you choose to be happy? That's simple. That plain. Would you choose to be happy? I know. Right now you're like, of course. Like, who wouldn't choose to be happy? Who wouldn't choose to wake up every single day in a happy mood, right? And what's interesting is I used to think about that and I was like, yo, I want to be happy. But I realized, I want to be happy. Are you serious? Like, happiness is actually not the thing that I want. I don't want to just be happy. And I think that's the problem, one of the problems with our culture and our society and the world is that we have people in positions of influence and power telling you to go be happy. They're telling you, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have everything you want. You should be happy. You should be happy in your marriage. You should be happy at your job. You should be happy with your kids. Happy, 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 happy. And no, guess what? Nobody's happy. Look at the statistic for anxiety. Look at the statistic for depression. Look at the statistic. They tell you that in a culture where they're telling everybody to be happy, ain't nobody happy. And so I just want you to shift your perspective and rock with me for a second and walk with me for a second as I try to persuade you to not be happy. What kind of animal are you, Rashawn? You mean to tell me on your platform, you're going to use your platform to tell people to not be happy? Absolutely. I'm not interested in your happiness. I want you to think about this for a second. Think about a time when you felt most accomplished. Like, genuinely, you were pleased and you were proud of yourself. Think of that moment. Like, maybe you're a person who wanted to run a marathon. 5K, and maybe, you're one of the weirdos that hit the 13 and 26 mile boys. I'm not judging. Or there's a time that you busted your butt for a promotion at work and you earned, nobody gave you earned the promotion. I don't know. I want you to think about a time. I want you to sit still for a moment and think about a time where you were genuinely, emphatically proud of yourself and excited. I guarantee, 9 times out of 10, it was in moments where you weren't necessarily happy. Maybe, like me, in the gym, you get a new PR, a new personal record. Maybe you were leaking sweat. Your heart was pounding. Your back hurt. Your legs hurt from squatting. Your chest hurt from benching. And you weren't necessarily happy. But man, the joy that you had having just accomplished something difficult, that is what I want you to pursue. It's more long-term than happiness. Happiness is so temporary. Happiness comes and goes, but I'm talking about the joys of being persistent, the joy of being disciplined, the joy of doing something and accomplishing something that was difficult. Maybe something that people told you could never do. They told you could never get a 4-year degree. That's what they told me. You had a 1.9 GPA in high school. You can't. What makes you think you could go down there? And when I walked across that stage, it wasn't a level of happiness, but it was joy. Like, because there were times I wanted to quit. There were times I wanted to give up. There were times I doubted myself. And if I had to be happy, I would have listened to them and I would have quit and I would have gone somewhere and I would have chased happiness and I never would have had fulfillment. And one of the reasons you're not having fulfillment in your life is because you're choosing to be happy. One of the reasons that almost 60% of marriages end in a divorce is because we have counselors and pastors and people of influence saying, you deserve happiness. Get out of here with that. You deserve wholeness. You deserve confidence that comes from being persistent and dedicated to doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the feeling that you had when you said it is gone. It's not about being happy. It's about being whole. And so many people, especially our young people, I spend time in our schools, and we have a generation of kids who are walking around depressed and sick and scared and anxious because you're telling them to be happy. And I want them to be strong, and I want them to be confident. But strength and confidence come from doing things that are difficult. And so, I ask you, if you could choose to be happy, Would you? I hope that you would choose to be confident. I hope that you would choose to be disciplined. I hope that you would choose to be persistent. I hope you would choose to be brave. I would hope that you would choose to be courageous, because all of those things are better than happiness, because happiness to me is a byproduct of courageousness. Happiness is a byproduct of being dedicated. Happiness is a byproduct of being loyal. And I just want you, in a world that's so twisted and is trying to manipulate your feelings and your emotions, if you would just for a moment do the opposite. Because the world that's broken and on fire and doesn't work is telling you to do something the right way. How about you try to do it the opposite of what the world says, because the world is obviously not working. You don't deserve to be happy. But you can have happiness if you're willing to commit yourself to the pursuit of excellence through your craft and your marriages and your relationships and your career. I don't know what it is, but take the difficult road. Be unafraid to gain confidence and courageousness through adversity, through obstacles. Dare to be different. Dare to not look like the world. Dare to go against the grain. Hell, dare to be unruly. You don't have to worry about being happy, because you will have achieved so much more. I hope this message connects with you. Again, thank you for listening. This is Rashawn. Like and subscribe to the podcast. Until next time, stay unruly and go be great.